I mean, my vagina is tight. I've heard it's like unwrapping a Christmas gift really slowly. Takes a minute to get in there, like fully, but it feels really good on the way. I only date or have sex with heterosexual men.
And so you have a clitoris?
Yes.
How did they put that on there?
I don't know, but and I've had guys like eat me out and like have sex with me for like 2 months, and then I'm like, shit, I need to tell them
That's
because they're
hilarious.
catching feelings. And they'd be like pissed off, like, wait, am I gay? And I'm like, you've been eating me out for 2 months and had no idea. You're not gay.
So that's Billy Lee. I guess she's an actress slash comedian. Took herself to the Pauly Shore podcast the other day. Didn't even know that Krusty Weasel had a podcast. But fortunately for the world now, he does. And he invited Billy Lee on. If you find yourself with nothing better to do today and want to take a journey on a Pauly Shore podcast, he had Corey Feldman on there as well. Oh, it was a gem.
But you don't really mean it.
It was a gem of a podcast. But somehow I come across that clip of Billy Lee talking about her vagine. I had to go hear this conversation and hear exactly what she said. Because 2 and 2 was making 7 for me. And I needed it to make 4. Just to put my mind at ease. So I went and watched it, and it is every bit of holy cow cope you could ever pictured. Apparently she's an actress, I guess on a show called Vanderpump Rules. Her title was actress slash comedian. I couldn't find any comedian clips. So if any of y'all happen upon them, send a couple my way. I'd love to get a taste of it. We all know how I feel about progressive comics. But she went on there, Pauly Shore. Pauly Shore was chock full of great Pauly Shore questions. We got to go over this clip. We've got to go over this clip and just witness. We have to bear witness to the absolute Everest of cap. So buckle up, you crusty weasel. Let's get it.
Next guest is on a TV show called Vanderpump Rules.
Very popular show.
Here you go, Billy. Nice to see you.
I'm gonna get canceled
Billy
so
Lee.
quick. Hello,
Nice
great
to see you. Well, you look beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
You look beautiful.
Thanks.
Yeah, you're welcome. It's interesting because when I knew you were coming on, I knew you were a dude that used to, or excuse me, you're a man that now became a female. Mm-hmm. We'll get into your show in a second, but just because I talk when I do my stand-up, I talk to the audience about transitioning and all that stuff, and I asked the audience, I said, is there any heterosexual dudes here that ever had sex with a trans woman? Let me say that again. I asked the audience, is there any heterosexual men here tonight that ever had sex with a trans woman?
No, Pauly.
And how did they respond?
I mean,
How do you think they respond?
Oh, if I can answer that, denials. I imagine there are some. I imagine there's some undercovers out there, for sure. But I imagine you asked that question to an audience. You got all the dudes in that motherfucker like, ain't about to take claim to that one.
I feel like there's a lot.
Zero.
Zero?
Zero.
Well, I feel like there's a lot, but they're not going to admit to it.
No, they ain't. Not in just the everyday world. Oh, I know there are some. There ain't a doubt in my mind there are some. There are 100%. There are some. Whether or not they'll admit it or not, that's a whole nother conversation.
Because there's still a lot of shame around it.
Really?
I
I'm
mean,
pretty honest on stage, and my audience is pretty
Your
honest.
audience is pretty
yeah,
honest?
They're...
I mean,
Because I'm not making fun. I'm not I'm being authentic.
Right.
Yeah.
well, I only date or have sex with heterosexual men.
Oh, do you, Billy? Oh, do you? Oh, that's cope one. That's one of many copes to come.
You're right.
Right. So, and I date and have sex often. So,
So I would like to interview the dude that had sex with you because my question is, What's you ever heard of the man-made wave in Waco, Texas?
No.
There's a man-made wave. Do you know what that is? Like a wave?
Oh, okay,
Like
yeah,
a wave?
yeah.
And then there's the ocean,
Right.
right? So you have a man-made what?
Pussy?
Yeah, you have a man-made puss.
I guess potato here. That ain't even a man-made wave. It's like if we're comparing the waves of the ocean to what a man could create, it wouldn't even be a man-made wave because it's still ultimately a wave. Like waves are waves. What the doctors / scientists here have created, there is no vagine about it. It's more, I guess the word would be crevice, maybe? The medical fucking terminology. It definitely wouldn't be vagine. It'd be more hole. Maybe.
Yeah.
So my question is a man-made puss better than a real puss?
Before I can even allow her to go into that, not a chance, Paulie. Not a chance.
Since the doctor actually got to make it.
I've heard that it's really pretty.
Have you? Just by chance, I know this might be TMI. This might be not a good time to broach this topic. But have you ever seen them? Have you ever looked them up? Either or here. The male or female transition and what it is that they actually create. Oh, if you're told it was pretty, they was just trying to spare your feelings. I'm telling you, there ain't a... That's cope number 2. That's cope number 2. Let's keep a cope counter. Because that's a cope number 2. 100%.
And I went to Thailand and had
Why
it done.
are you looking over here? Look at her. She's our fucking guest.
He's
asshole.
like, because you're talking
He's-
about your pussy. So I'm
He's
like,
recoiling, dude.
it's okay.
Coiling.
Well, lean
Listen,
into
we're talking
it,
about
bro.
things I love, all right? Listen.
Dude don't know what to do over there. He gonna play it safe. He gonna play it as safe as he could ever play it. Paulie ain't got no breaks. Anybody who knows Paulie Shore, Paulie ain't never had no breaks. That's not to imply that he's not understanding to the, the daily situation of what this shorty might be going through. But Paulie ain't got no breaks. Yo here in the middle, oh, he's all breaks. He got the E-brake yanked soon as shorty come out.
I love all these things.
Don't be weird because you're fucking married. Your
I'm
wife's
not
a
ma- I'm not
psychologist.
weird.
She's going to want to talk about this. This is a big deal. This is a monumental moment here.
Yeah. I mean, my vagina is tight.
I believe that. I don't believe it's a vagine, but I wholeheartedly believe it's tight. I imagine that crevice spends its entire life wanting to just close. Oh shit, you know that motherfucker tight. Hey, it makes me wheezy. It makes me woozy. Even trying to I just start thinking about how to... Yeah, I'm getting ahead of myself.
So I do talk about that in my stand-up.
Do you want to open for me on the road?
I would love that.
And not just like on stage. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. Okay, go on. No, I'm just sorry.
But my vagina is really worth it. So yeah, she's tight, and I've heard it's like unwrapping a Christmas gift really slowly. Like takes a minute to get in there, like fully, but it feels really good on the way.
Why do I think that's cope number 3? I have a hard time imagining anybody 3-inch and some girth is gonna have some problem getting up in there. It's the most funky math I've ever heard in my life. Like, you just start picturing some of this stuff, and I know. Some of y'all have already tuned out. I get it, but you just imagine, bro. Like, it can't work. It's impossible. The amount of lube that would be necessary to fulfill this demand is it's unattainable. Whether you're doing what you need to do with it every day of your life. Man, what they call it. Chloe Cole was talking about it. How shorty's got to do something every day to it. She got to get something in there every day of her life to prevent it from healing, from doing what your body wants it to do. You can't even begin to imagine the depth or the width of what this thing can actually handle. But you got the nerve to talk about it's a Christmas present. It takes a long time to unwrap. Bro, I'm going Jewish after that. I'm celebrating Hanukkah.
That's what I've heard. And
Really?
it feels really good for
And then
me.
so
That's cope number 4. Feels really good for you. Not a chance. Ain't a chance in it can't. It cannot. That is an impossibility. That is cope number 4.
and so you have a clitoris?
Yes.
How did they put that on there?
I don't know, but they took
Very carefully?
Yeah, they put all the nerves into the right spot. And
Oh, that's cope number 5. We on a roll. The cope meter gonna explode by the time we get halfway through this video. Shorty just said, I don't know, but they put the nerves in the right area. Yo. Cut the shit. Bro, they cannot do this. Y'all get that, right? I mean, I assume I'm preaching to the choir at this point. Most motherfuckers tuning in to me, they already know where I'm going to be standing on this. And if they ever disagree, they would only hate watch this far. So if you're here, thank you for the view. Leave a comment while you're here. Tell me all about your disagreements, please. But me, bro. There ain't a not only going to create a vagine, but going to create a clit. Out of what? Out of your colon? Why? Cope 5.
It's amazing.
my orgasm is better than when I was in a male body.
Oh, that's cope 6. Cope 6. You can't orgasm. There ain't a chance. You don't have the tools to orgasm. The thing don't create nothing. It creates nothing. It does nothing that a woman's natural vagine would do. Bro, it takes a special type of ideologue. It takes a special type of believer. Like it's religious. Anybody who doesn't believe or agree with me is a heretic. Transphobe, any of the other phobes and ifs that they throw around at people. All this stuff she's talking about is impossible. It is medically, it is humanly, it is literally impossible.
Wow.
Yeah.
What about maybe possibly keeping both? Like where you have a vagina here and a penis here.
Yeah, I mean, that sounds better than to cut your dick off. At least you'd still be able to pee like normal. At least you'd be able to empty your bladder normally, naturally. I'm gonna let it go. I'm still counting these copes.
Because you do look like a woman. I mean, 100%.
I wouldn't say 100. I'd say she's a good 60, 70. Them calves give her away. You're not hiding them calves like they are manly calves if I've ever seen them. Everything else, I'm going to assume you've had a hell of a lot of plastic surgery. So I'll give you an 80%. You look 80% like a woman. Paulie, but she damn sure ain't 100.
So, if you ever, since you usually date heterosexual guys.
Hey, don't you do it, Paulie. Don't you do it, Paulie. You crusty fucking weasel.
So, I met you at Earth Cafe and we started talking. Mm-hmm. And then you told me that eventually at some point you were trans. How often have you said that to someone and then they're like spatch? Meaning like they're not into it.
Yeah.
Meaning like, oh my God, like I didn't know.
Disclosing it is challenging, when to do it. And I usually wait until after the first date.
Yeah.
But previously, I lived stealth, where I would date.
You lived what?
Stealth, where it's like I would live as a cis woman.
Stealth, Paulie. That's when her entire existence was a lie. To everybody around her, everybody that knew her, anybody that dealt with her, anybody that dated her. It's a progressive way of letting the world know you're living a lie.
And I've had guys like eat me out and like have sex with me for like 2 months, and then I'm like, shit, I need to tell them
That's
because
hilarious.
they're catching feelings.
Oh, that is the cope of all copes. That is cope 6, 7, and 8. I'm giving her 3 copes on that one. There ain't a fucking chance on this planet that men have been eating her out for 2 fucking months, banging her, and didn't know. Short of it being a 16-year-old boy that ain't never been with a woman in his life, that'd be the only way. I believe the earth is flat. We are living on a tabletop earth before I for a second believe this woman had a man eating her out and he ain't know no better. You lying. You lying. I might, maybe that's cope 9. I'm giving you 4 copes.
And they'd be like pissed off, like, wait, am I gay? And
Yeah, that makes you gay. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, if that's what you are, be you. But you ain't straight if you a man with a doctor-made vagine. Not a chance.
I'm like, you've been eating me out for 2 months and had no idea. You're not gay.
Oh, that's Cope 10. Cope 10, they knew. They knew.
Yeah, you're like, I don't know what you are, dog.
Like-
You're into it, that's for sure.
But it would be devastating for them, so I stopped doing that. And also, it's very harmful and dangerous for trans women when we do disclose, especially after sex, because men automatically think that they're gay or they were taken advantage of in some way.
Oh, Cope 11, thinking they were taken advantage of. They were lied to. I'm just trying to picture this entire scenario. That not only they didn't know when they were banging you, they didn't know when they was eating out. They had no idea somehow with a vagine that doesn't get wet on its own. It doesn't do any of the things. Nothing. 0.0. Does nothing that an actual vagine does. And then you hit them with the, hey, just so you know, first 25 years of my life, I was a man. Don't get mad at me. It's not like I took advantage of you. It's not like I lied to you about everything all the time, forever. Shorty, we're at Cope 12. I lost count, but that's Cope 12.
It is pretty crazy for you guys to have to like deal with that when you have to tell someone about yourself.
Oh, bro, you mean tell the truth? You mean be honest with somebody? Oh, bro, that's crazy, right? Oh, bro, that's crazy. You gotta be honest with somebody. I mean, what kind of world where somebody gotta be honest with somebody? You just full of coke with her. That's just ridiculous, bro. Talk about it's insane that she's gotta be honest with somebody that she's attempting to create a relationship with. I mean, why don't you go out there, start a relationship with somebody, lying about everything you are, about the money you make, where you live, where your house is, everything, lie about it all. And then 6 months into it, say, hey, I just want to let you know that everything I've been telling you about who I am as a person is a lie. I mean, you don't feel taken advantage of, do you, right? I mean, it's kind of crazy that I even got to be honest with you, right? Me, bro.
I still think it should be on the trans woman's like terms, like when they're comfortable doing it. But for safety for me, I definitely try to do it as soon as possible.
Early on, right?
Yeah.
Very smart. I can understand the dilemma of your life. I may disagree with it, but I can imagine being in your position and how I'd have to handle things. I would start with being honest. Because I promise you, you get a guy in his feelings. You get a guy catching feelings for you. And then drop that on him after you try to hook him in first. That's a dangerous game. That's a real dangerous game you're playing with men. You're not playing them games with women. You're playing them games with a man. That's dangerous. I'm trying to tell you, that is very dangerous.
Yeah.
Have you ever had a situation where
Yes.
the dude got violent
Well, I was dating
after
a guy.
you told him?
I was dating a guy for
And
6
what type of
months.
guys do you like?
Straight guys, obviously.
Yeah.
Yo did not just say,
Straight guys, obviously.
Yeah.
bro, shut up. Shut the fuck up.
But
Yeah,
like,
but I mean, do you like
Muslim?
Asians?
yeah, all
or-
different type.
Yeah.
I'm super open-minded. I've dated a couple trans men before.
Imagine that date. Imagine how all that worked. A fake ding-a-ling with a fake vagine. One can't get hard, the other can't get wet. That's wild.
Oh my God, that's awesome.
When you've told some people,
Dude, that's a fucking sitcom, bro.
when you've told some people where they're like, holy shit, all right, you know what I mean?
Yeah, some people are cool with it. I've noticed in the comedy world, like a lot of dudes are like, especially comedians, are like, I don't give a fuck.
I believe that. I believe in the world that there are men who would, on the down low, or just think maybe nobody will find out and say, I don't give a fuck. Do I believe that there are men that are like that? Absolutely. I've been to prison. I met dudes who was the gangsters of gangsters. I mean, would kill you in a heartbeat, but was undercover. I met motherfuckers that would blow your mind to find out that they was around with boys. So, do I believe that there are motherfuckers out there that will do this? Go mess with her, hope it's a secret, or deny it to their grave? 100%. But if you go and play it safe, if you want to create something real, whether you're trans or not, it's going to start with being honest. And you're going to get some people that ain't going to want to participate. You're going to get some people that ain't going to give a fuck. But you're going to start with honesty. Start anything on lies, you building something on quicksand.
After this, can I get a list of names, please?
Yeah.
That's stupid, actually. Like, what do you want the list for? How you gonna call out other men for doing shit, that they don't want you to know about? Is that the plan? Put people on blast that are hiding their sexuality? I guess that's what you want to do with that list. Motherfucker, ask for the list of names of dudes who was undercover with Shorty. You just imagine the type of person that would want that list. Bro, this dude in this entire bit was just, get somebody else, Paulie. Get a better crusty weasel, bro.
Because you know what? I think your list is going to match my list, if I have to guess.
Yo is still laughing. He's still No, bro. Well, I got 12 copes out of that. Maybe 13. I might have lost count in there, but there was a whole lot of cope. And you just imagine the mental gymnastics people have to kind of create, because we all do it in our own way. To which degrees, to which extents everyone does it will vary, of course. In this world of trans, bro, it is a creation of an entire movie where they're the main star. They are Aubrey Hepburn. They are Tom Hanks. It's all a cosplaying. And then you just hear them talk about dudes say it's pretty and dudes say it ain't no difference. Dudes was eating her out for 2 months and didn't know. Oh, that is the cap of all caps. There ain't a bigger cap than that right there. Any man, any actual man on this planet would know immediately. It would be an immediate recognition of that ain't real. That ain't right. I don't know what that is. That ain't a vagine. You want to argue that? You want to argue that with somebody? Want to argue that with me? Motherfucker, talk about they created a clitoris. Put all the nerves in the right places is what she said. These motherfuckers are going to make you deny reality. That's what all this is going to come down to. All this my truth. My truth is not our truth. It's not your truth. It's not the truth. It's my truth. And my truth is the only one that matters. How I see, how I live, what I want is going to be the truth. And in the meantime, you're going to have a country full of motherfuckers living on their own planet, living in their own reality, on their own truth, looking at you like you crazy. Talk about it's a Christmas present, take a long time to unwrap. Bro, you Santa, you got the wrong house.